Hey everyone, welcome to She Speaks Sports. This podcast helps intermediate English learners practice conversational English through fun sports discussions. I'm Billy, and I am so excited for today's episode.
And I'm Jetta. We use everyday language and real conversations to help you learn English naturally while talking about the sports we love, perfect for English learners or anyone who wants to understand sports better. Today, we're talking about something that makes America completely crazy every March.
March Madness. Oh my gosh, I get goosebumps just thinking about it. It's one of the most exciting times in sports.
Right, so let's start simple. March Madness is the nickname for the NCAA basketball tournament.
NCAA, that's the National Collegiate Athletic Association.
Exactly. Every March, 68 college basketball teams compete in a single elimination tournament.
Single elimination. That means if you lose one game,
You're out, done, no second chances.
that's what makes it so intense. Every single game matters. One bad shot, one mistake, and your whole season is over.
Now, let's talk about brackets. This is probably the most important word to understand.
Yes, the brackets.
A bracket is like a tournament chart. It shows all 68 teams and how they're organized for the competition. The teams are divided into 4 regions, and each region has 16 teams.
Right.
Now, here's where seeding comes in. Each team gets a seed number from 1 to 16. Seed number 1 is the best team in that region, and seed number 16 is considered the weakest.
But here's the thing, and this is why I love March Madness. Sometimes the number 16 seed beats the number 1 seed. Exactly. That's called an upset. An upset is when a lower ranked team beats a higher ranked team. It's not supposed to happen, but it does. And when it happens, everyone goes absolutely crazy. This brings us to another important term, Cinderella teams.
Oh, I love this. Tell them about Cinderella teams, Jetta. A Cinderella team is a low-seeded team that keeps winning games and advancing further than expected. Just like in the fairy tale, they have this magical run where everything goes right.
Yes, it's like they have glass slippers. Everyone starts cheering for them because they're the underdog.
And then there are buzzer beaters.
Oh my goodness, buzzer beaters are the most exciting thing in sports. So basically, at the end of each half and at the end of the game, a buzzer sounds to say time is up.
Right.
So a buzzer beater is when a player makes a shot right before the buzzer sounds. Sometimes they make this impossible shot with like 2 seconds left, and it wins the entire game. These moments create some of the most famous highlights in sports history. Absolutely. Like, I still get emotional watching old buzzer beater videos on YouTube. People are crying, jumping, going completely insane.
Now let's talk about why regular Americans get so involved in this tournament.
Oh, yes. So people who don't even watch basketball all year suddenly become huge fans in March.
The main reason is bracket challenges. Millions of Americans fill out brackets trying to predict which teams will win each game.
Right. So before the tournament starts, you look at the bracket and you pick who you think will win every single game, all the way to the championship.
And then people compete with their friends, family, or coworkers to see who picked the most games correctly.
It gets so competitive. Like my coworker who knows nothing about basketball somehow beat everyone in our office pool last year. She picked teams based on which mascots she liked better.
That's actually pretty common. Sometimes random picks work better than expert analysis.
Which is exactly why March Madness is so perfect. Anything can happen. The best team doesn't always win.
Let's give some examples of famous upsets and buzzer beaters that people still talk about today.
Okay, so in 2018, a 16 seed team called University of Maryland Baltimore County, or UMBC, beat the number 1 seed University of Virginia. This was the first time a 16 seed had ever beaten a 1 seed. That was historic. I was at work and we all stopped what we were doing to watch the last 10 minutes of that game. The whole office was screaming, and most of us had never heard of UMBC before that day. And then there's the famous Christian Laettner shot from 1992. Oh, yeah, Duke University was playing the University of Kentucky. With just over 2 seconds left, Laettner caught the ball and made this perfect turnaround shot right before the buzzer.
That shot is still shown on TV 30 years later.
And there are so many Cinderella stories too, like George Mason in 2006. They were an 11 seed, and nobody expected them to do anything special, but they made it all the way to the Final Four.
The Final Four means the last four teams left in the tournament.
Right. And George Mason beating all these famous, powerful basketball schools it was like David beating Goliath.
These stories connect with American culture because Americans love underdogs. We love seeing the small guy beat the big guy.
Exactly.
Exactly. It's the American dream in sports form. Anyone can win if they work hard.
And get a little lucky.
Also, the tournament happens during spring break for
Many schools
so students have time to watch.
watch the games. And offices basically become unproductive during the first 2 days of the tournament because everyone's checking scores and watching games on their computers.
Some companies actually have viewing parties or give employees time off to watch important games.
It's true. American productivity basically stops for 3 weeks in March because everyone is obsessed with their brackets.
So, to summarize why March Madness is such a big deal in American sports culture,
It has everything: drama, upsets, buzzer beaters, Cinderella teams, and anyone can participate by filling out a bracket.
the single elimination format means every game matters. One bad day and your season is over, which creates incredible pressure and excitement.
And unlike professional sports, these are college students. They're playing for their school and school pride, so it feels more pure, more emotional.
People connect with their alma mater or local teams. It creates a sense of community and shared experience.
Plus, there's just something magical about March. Winter's ending, spring is starting, and suddenly there's this amazing basketball tournament that brings everyone together. So if you're ever in America,
America during March and you hear people talking about their brackets being busted,
that means their predictions were wrong. Their bracket is ruined because of upsets.
now you'll understand why they're so excited or frustrated about college basketball.
Wait, before we go, we should talk about actually filling out a bracket. Like, how do people even decide who to pick?
Oh, good point. So, people use all kinds of different strategies. Some people research team statistics, look at recent games, check injury reports. They get really serious about it.
But then other people pick based on completely random things, like they'll pick the team with the cooler colors or the funnier mascot, or even just because they like the name of the city.
And honestly, sometimes the random picks work better than all the research. That's part of what makes it so fun and unpredictable.
You know what else I love about March Madness is how it brings together people who normally don't have anything in common. Like suddenly the CEO and the intern are both screaming at the same TV in the break room.
Exactly. And let's talk about the money aspect for a second. The tournament generates billions of dollars in revenue. TV networks pay huge amounts for broadcast rights.
Right. And then there's all the money that regular people spend on their brackets, office pools, traveling to games, buying team gear during March. It's like a huge economic event.
Let's also explain the tournament timeline. The whole tournament takes about 3 weeks. It starts with what people call the first four games, then moves to the first round.
Yes, and the first 2 days are absolute chaos. They call them the opening rounds, and there are games happening all day long on multiple channels. People literally take time off work just to watch.
And each round has its own nickname. After the first round, you have the round of 32, then the Sweet 16, then the Elite 8, then the Final Four, and finally the championship game.
The Sweet 16 and Elite 8, I love those names. And you should see some of these college coaches during the tournament. They become like celebrities. Coach K from Duke, Bill Self from Kansas. People recognize these coaches on the street. The atmosphere at these games is incredible. College students paint their bodies in school colors. They have elaborate chants, and the student sections are absolutely wild. It's so much more energetic than professional basketball. And here's something interesting. Different regions of the country get really passionate about different styles of play. Like people in North Carolina basically live and breathe college basketball all year long.
Oh, absolutely. The rivalry between Duke and North Carolina is legendary. And in states like Kentucky and Kansas, college basketball is basically a religion. People plan their whole spring around the tournament.
And social media has made March Madness even crazier. Now, when there's an upset or a buzzer beater, the videos are everywhere within minutes. Memes start flying and everyone's sharing their bracket reactions.
Twitter basically becomes unusable during the tournament because everyone is live tweeting their emotions about their brackets, and TikTok is full of people doing celebration dances or crying about their busted brackets.
It's amazing how March Madness has become this shared cultural experience that brings together generations. Grandparents, parents, and kids all watching together, arguing about picks, celebrating upsets.
And you know what's really special? For a lot of these college players, this might be their only shot at this level of competition. They're not all going to the NBA, so March Madness could be the biggest stage they ever play on. That's so true. You see these players crying tears of joy when they win or devastation when they lose because they know this is it. This is their moment. And that emotion is what makes March Madness so compelling to watch. So, whether you're filling out your first bracket or you're a March Madness veteran, remember that anything can happen. That's the beauty of it.
Exactly. So now, when March rolls around and America goes absolutely crazy for 3 weeks, you'll totally understand why. Thanks again for listening to She Speaks Sports. We'll see you next time.